the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 15, Krishna say, Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto mattah smriti jnanam appahanam cha vedaishcha sarvair aham eva vidyo vedanta krid veda videva chaham. Krishna say that I am seated in everyone's heart. From me arise the remembrance, smriti, the knowledge, jnanam, and forgetfulness, apohanam. Krishna say, I am the knower of the Vedas, the compiler of the Vedanta. And by all the Vedas, I am to be known. We talk about different aspects or subjects that we see inside this verse. But in this opportunity, I want to focus in these three terms: smriti, remembrance; jnanam, knowledge; apohanam, forgetfulness. Krishna say that he sit in everyone's heart. He's not far away. קרוב אליך הדבר מאוד, בפיך ובלבבך לעשותו, בלבבך is in the heart, say the Torah. Smriti in Sanskrit means remembrance. The canon of the Vedic scriptures receive the name of smritis, in contrast with shruti, that are the revealed scriptures that are what is heard. Shruti is what is heard, and smriti is what is remembered. It was passed from master to disciple through generations, and after become books, like the very respectable books that are part of the Vedic literature, like the Ramayana, Mahabharata, many others. The Puranas are considered the Smriti. The Vedas, Rig Veda, Sarva Veda, Atharva Veda, Yajur Veda are considered Shruti. But this concept gives us the impression that there is something to remember. And that something was forget. The Gita put the three words, smriti, jnanam, apohanam, remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness, and give us the impression that knowledge is connected to a remembrance, to remember, and to forgetfulness. There is a Greek term, very important in philosophy, aletheia. Aletheia. That Heidegger focused on this rich term in the sense of unveiled, because Aletheia has a privative alpha, and you have Letheia, unveil. That means Heidegger go in the direction that the truth is something that is covered or veiled, and the access of the truth is in some way or other to unveil. But we can go another direction, that is we know in Greek mythology about the river Lethes that is mentioned, where the souls in their path to the reincarnation forgot all their past. In the transmigration or reincarnation, the soul forget their past life by enter and clean themselves in this river Lethe. So Lethe is a term that is connected to forgetfulness. In this sense, Aletheia can be understood as unforget, no? Unforgetfulness, more or less. Like unveil is not the same like remember, but unforget. So in this term, meditation will not be a practice in order to achieve something, to know something, to receive something, but an unforgetfulness or process, unforget state. Plato presents to us his reminiscence that we all know. Because Plato have this he sustained that this world we all know is not real, that the real world is the dimension of the forms or ideas. So it is presented to us two kinds of remembrance: the anamnesia and the reminiscence. The reminiscence is the kind of remembering that is always offered to us, is in our disposition. I mean, for example, if somebody asks you your name, you remember it. You don't use it, you don't think about it all the time, but its presence is present in your conscious mind, is there. Even if somebody calls you in the street, if you say your name, immediately you will look around. But even you don't think about it, it's there, it's present. So that is remembrance. Remembrance. It is present in your life in the mode of consciousness. In the mode of is conscious. But there is other term that is anamnesia. Anamnesia means from the perspective of Plato means that every single soul in some past, in some moment before he appears in this world, was in the world of the ideas, was part of that dimension of ideas. So deep inside, every soul can know it and is able to remember it. So is something that is present, but in the mode of forgetfulness. It is there. After Sigmund Freud and the psychoanalysis will take it in the direction of the psychoanalysis with the issue of there are things that are present in the conscious and there are things that are present in the subconscious mind. And then they are present in our life as our character, as our personality, but they're present, but in the mode of the forgetfulness. Means you through certain processes you can be aware of it, but they are forgotten. And they are present, but forgotten. That is the reason we have there the other example, that is the mayeutica, the method of Socrates, no? That come from the realization that everyone deep inside know the truth. Know the truth. So the process of learning is not a process of acquire something, receive something, but of remember. And then the role of the master is not to give you some knowledge or information that you lack, that you don't have it, but more is the work of mayeutica, of a midwife. And the mother of Socrates was a midwife. So the process was through certain dialectica of questions, etc., is the same way to assist a childbirth. To help you to birth. Same direction means smriti jnanam apohanam. I am the remembrance, the knowledge, and the forgetfulness is there. And not only is there, but that what should be remembered, what you can forget, the knowledge is Krishna, is God Himself. Because consciousness is not something that is far away from you. The self is not something that is separate. You cannot be separate from the being, from Krishna, from God. You cannot be something disconnected from consciousness. Consciousness is your real nature, is what you really are. But you can forget it. And what is the egoic phenomenon? What you believe you are, what you think you are. Ahankara, the ego, is nothing else but forgetfulness of your real nature. And the spiritual process, the religious process, meditation is nothing else but a process of remembering. And that is knowledge, is what you remember. That is jnanam. That is jnanam. The best method to remember. If you see somebody, sometimes happens, you see somebody from your school, from your childhood, and you see that face, you see the person, and something in you tells you that you know him, you know her from somewhere. The name comes, but doesn't arise, but it's there on the way, and you try. And as much as you try, it becomes more and more difficult. And as much as you enter intention because you want to remember, you can't remember. When you give up, you go. You give up. You sit to look at sunset. You sit aside with a juice, with a cup of tea, relax, in peace, tranquility. In a moment, the name comes. Because one of the conditions to remember is the peace, the tranquility, the relaxation. And that is meditation, to relax, to relax. To unforget. Why Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto, I am in everyone's heart. Why the heart? Why the heart? To show you that this jnanam, this knowledge that the Gita talk about, this remembrance, forgetfulness, it's not intellectual, it's not mental. It's not connected to the intellect or to the head. It's connected to the heart. Because that is the best situation to remember, to be a disciple. And the disciple, he don't make efforts to memorize the words of the master, to memorize the information that the master gives, but to synchronize his heart with the heart of the master. Because he's not in remembering the words of the master, but in the presence of the master. In that silence, where the real transmission, the real remembrance can happen. Only in that communion you can remember yourself or remember the place that you never left. Remember what is present in your life. If somebody asks you, are you aware? Of course. And what is enlightenment but the recognition of the awareness? And you think it's difficult. How I can recognize aware? But if somebody asks you if you are aware, you say yes. So you are aware, awareness is there. Even when you say, I am not aware, that means was awareness that you are not aware. The airways, so awareness was always present. is always, even when you sleep in your dreams, awareness is present, but in the mode of the forgetfulness. So that is the why you forgot. It's very difficult. It's impossible if you fall asleep and you have a dream. If you have a dream, you can go and ask in the dream all the personalities there how I felt to dream. You can ask the cowboys, you can ask Superman, Batman, whoever you dream, Donald Duck, how I arrived here, how I fell to sleep. Nobody will be able to answer. Only when you will awake of your dream, you will understand naturally why you fall asleep, where you fall asleep, when you fall asleep. In the same way, only when you remember in that instant, you will understand how you forgot, why you forgot.